We're here with Kean head coach Neil Ivero, Christian Parejas, John Chisano, and Kyle Adorno after their 4-3 Game 6 regional championship victory over Cortland. Coach, opening statement.
I mean, if I can spend a moment just telling you how impressive it was to play at home in front of our own people and being able to get, rest every night. We had to deal with lots of rain delays, all the teams, and so I can't thank our administration enough. There was a lot of effort put into doing this, and it was just so good to celebrate in front of our fans at our home field. I think that was a big deal for us this weekend, and many thanks to everyone. As far as the game goes, I mean, going into this game, you could take it, like I said, over and over records and throw them out the window. Joe on the other side is an excellent coach. He's been to, tons of World Series, regionals. He's been in big game after big game, plays a monster schedule, just like we try to do and with our experience. And so going in, like, they're not going to beat themselves. You're going to have to earn that kind of victory. And it's going to come down to those little things. And today, I mean, I think, if you were at the game, you've seen the defense was outstanding. I mean, just us being able to not give them extra runners on base. I don't think Christian walks a guy until late in the game, so we didn't give them many free runners. And our offense wasn't tremendous today in terms of, being on the ball from the first pitch. But we got some key hits. I mean, John's hit down the line with the bases loaded. That was a big 2 runs that came in, and Kyle's was monster at the end because we get that insurance run that at least if they get a guy on and hit a home run and tie it, we have a chance to come back in the bottom of the inning. You just don't want to leave that last inning giving up the lead. So that was awesome that we got that last run. And Christian hung in there. I mean, he's battling and navigating a tough lineup. That the first pitch swingers, they're on everything you throw. We had to pitch backwards today. He was going with his curveball early in the game. Midway through the game, he wanted to go to his slider. We started going to that more. His changeup was excellent early, and he was spotting his fastball. So for him to give us that amount of innings was excellent, because what you're doing if you're us as coaches is you're trying to conserve pitching in case you got to get to that second game. But then if you're in a position to win it, you got to go with a lot of those guys that got you there. So overall, excellent effort. I mean, Kyle's heads-up play. At the end, I mean, that ball could easily have fell, and then maybe we're tied or it's bases loaded. They got the top of the lineup up. So just a really heads-up play at the end in pressure, massive pressure. And then Solari, something little that maybe people don't see. The ball's coming in. Dominic's in front of it. He tells Dominic to let it through, and Dominic slides out of the way so Nick can catch it. I mean, that's a huge play right there, because if that ball's cut, then we don't get the double play.
It definitely seemed to be one of those grinded-out games, even though, like, the offense was there yesterday against Middlebury, but definitely today was one of those grind-out games where, listen, defense was there, the hitting, was there when it needed to be, but just talk about their character.
Well, I mean, even after the game, the coach complimented us on our, the style of play and the energy and the effort and the enthusiasm, so I think that's what we want to show every day is how into the game we are, and that, you're going to have to beat us, which we're not going to hopefully beat ourselves. And, I mean, it was tough conditions. Even though the weather's nice, it's windy. So, like, a lot of balls were held up in the wind. Like, we hit some good balls that might have fell in or went over people's heads, and the wind's keeping it up. And it's happening on both sides, that we're probably making some plays that they would have hits off of. But it was a little bit of a tough day to hit. They ran out, a lot of different looks against us with different pitchers. So it's not easy to hit when you're seeing a different guy almost every at-bat. But we always talk about just simply having more runs at the end of the day. Whatever game we got to play, whether it's a low-scoring game, high-scoring, whether, we got to, play defense to win that game. At the end, we just want to be ahead. So we just got barely enough today to get out of here with this win.
John, talk about your hit down the line that brought 2 runs in. It was a squeaker past the third baseman. Just talk about that.
Yeah, so, I had men on base, and we always stress about just doing anything you can to get the runner in. So when I was up at bat there, I was kind of just thinking either hit a sac fly or just hit something in play where we could score some runs, because that was a very important situation. We obviously had runners on in past innings and stuff, but just didn't cash in. But I felt like when I stepped up to the plate there, that was a really important moment for us to get going, and thankfully I did just that.
Christian 6 1/3, got the start, took the victory today. Just talk about how you're feeling because it seemed to be, everything was looking pretty good for you
Yeah,
out there.
definitely. I'm not coming off of my best start against TCNJ, so it was really big that I bounced back, and especially I had my all speed. I know this team can hit the fastball, so from the start, I definitely had my all speed, and I pitched to contact, and I feel like I have one of the best infields in the country, so just pitching to contact and trusting my defense, it worked out, and I feel like I did a good job bouncing back today.
Kyle, I want to talk about that go-ahead hit in the seventh, and then obviously the play to end the game in the ninth.
Going into that bat for that extra insurance run, I mean, I haven't been doing too well at the plate. Been popping up a lot. I mean, right there I felt really good. I got a middle and fastball. Was able to drive it right up the middle to score that run. And then that play, just defense right there. Good timing. That's it.
Talk about your two outfield mates in Tex and Stone.
Ha. Stone's a character out there. I love Stone and Tex out there, but Stone's my guy, and Tex is my guy too. And we have really good communication out there, and it's no fly zone out there.
John, just talk about what you're seeing with two guys, especially the one who was across from you.
Yeah, I mean, this team is really special. We kind of knew that from the jump. Everyone just kind of clicks together. Like Neil said about how the other coach complimented us on our chemistry and like our enthusiasm and everything. Like our energy levels have just been through the roof the whole year, and I think that contributes largely to our success. And having this guy, he's a new guy this year. I was able to click with him right away. Me and him work really well together as a battery, and I think today was one of those days where he was just on and I was just there to keep him going. And then him out here, he's been making ridiculous plays all year. Like, everyone's seen the highlights, seen what he's done. The things he's done is incredible, and we're just here to keep it going. This is a lot of guys last year, and we're here playing for them. That's it.
Dal, talk about, the support of your infield. They've just been really supportive, especially helping you guys out in the outfield.
The infield's lock. The middle infielders, nothing really gets past them, and Brett's a sweeper out there, and Dan, Riceley, he's a pick machine out there. He's a pick machine. Vacuum out there. We have one of the best infielders in the country.
Neil, on to Supers, Salve. Talk about them.
Well, they're another top team. I mean, they've been right with us all year in terms of the MPI and the national rankings and stuff. And it's not a cliche. I'm going to keep saying it over and over. On the day you're playing, you got to play your best, and the people who do that are going to most likely have the success. So we'll take a night to enjoy this, and let's just breathe a little bit. It's been a very intense week. We've had finals with kids and kids moving, from dorm to dorm, and then school ending. So practice is changing times. We've gone earlier, and then. It's been a long week for a lot of people around here, so I hope everyone gets a rest for at least for tomorrow before we get after it again on Tuesday. And for this guy, I had my hand on his shoulder before the game. I said, "This is why you came here. You wanted big games. You can't get bigger than this right now." So he battled through the adversity all day, and it's just really nice to win in front of your home fans and send everybody home happy.